Yo everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to my games during week 19 of the Geoguessr World League. I was against Swan Gambit and Anu today. And yeah, let's get into the games. Yeah, start off in Bulgaria here. We had like English, so I was thinking like maybe it's a touristy area. Or it's like, yeah, main thought was a touristy area. My first thought was Vratsa National Park, just with like the exposed rock and stuff. But I didn't think Ratsa itself lined up, like the park itself, so I just like left it nearby. Was my logic on that, but yeah, I don't think I found any useful information this entire round, and we both went the same way. So yeah, I just see cool rocks. So I'm like maybe Ratsa, but I didn't think Ratsa itself lined up. As I said, and then yeah, I just left it towards Sophia. It was west, he goes south, so we both had like half of it correct. But I do 169 there, which is nice. And this, we have Colombia, Swan interceding east. I was between east and north here, so I kind of just left it middle. So yeah, I mean, if in theory it could have been like Bankar Bahar, or what's that city called? I always say it wrong. Baran Kabarmea. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so I thought it would have been like one of the middle cities as well. Which was nice, or which was a nice hedge because it gave me points. And this I thought was Taraz, with the coverage, and Song Gambit. I think we see a mountain east. Well, I saw one anyway. I don't know if he saw it at any point. Oh, he looks east here, so I assume he saw the mountain east. There's a mountain east anyway visible from Swan, which he might have seen and then went east with the mountains, which is reasonable. But like Taraz, if you see here, has a mountain like this east. So yeah, I think that's what caught him off. But yeah, my instant worked. May as well instant when you're confident, and in a country like Kazakhstan, I'm going to be confident most of the time because I've practiced it a good bit. But yeah, was happy to get the moving win. Nice to secure the 1 point. But I know Swan Gambit is more of a no-move NMPZ player, so the battle was not won yet. Yeah, Germany here. I considered like the houses looked quite Luxembourgish, so I was pushing more and more west, but the bollards weren't Luxembourg, so I mean, without bollards, like I low-key sent further west, so but it was a bit too risky. And yeah, we got a Brazil round here. Not the most fun Brazil round I've ever seen. So we had like support on every poll, which I thought was kind of weird. I wasn't fully sure what to make of that because it looked Amazonian, and in a lot of the Amazonian Oblast, you don't really get poll support that often. So that was kind of confusing me. And yeah, I kind of just didn't know what to send really. So I have it in token genes currently because like all pull supports. And I like okay maybe this road in Maraba area works. But it was just Roraima Road into Humeta district in Amazonas. Wait, did I say Roraima or Hondonia? Hondonia Road into thing. Yeah, we've got science here. We have the 62 and the 6. So yeah, it's not going to be a very eventful round. I almost missed it, but then I look north in the state and see the 62 and the 6. I see the railroad, and then I click west of the railroad, and then I do 1 point of damage. So I had to hit him with the sunglasses. It doesn't show that way. I sunglassed and he smiled, but like laughing faced, but it didn't show unfortunately. Yeah, some of the times you don't see the things in chat or whatever, but yeah, that was one of them. Romania here. Wasn't sure if it was northeast sticker or not. It was like a weird sticker. Like one of them was big and one of them wasn't. So I wasn't sure, but I didn't think it looked like I thought it was possible to be northeast, but it didn't look fully northeast, so I left it a little bit west. And yeah, we both clicked to the same place, and I question marked how it was where it was because it felt very hilly, but I think there are hills there. Here we go. Taiwan lock. I couldn't make out the thing on the plate, but we had T and mountain, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna click Puli. And yeah, we were both pretty equidistant. Yeah, no points there really. And then next lock was Argentina. It looked northern to me immediately, with the soil color, I guess. And I thought Chaco made some sense, but in hindsight, Chaco's not too good of a guess. I probably should have gotten Corrientes here, but I was still happy to take the points, even though my guess doesn't fully deserve the points, but 2k points is 2k points. You take those. And then next lock was Indonesia. I considered if it could be not Indonesia briefly, but then I saw the house northeast of us. Here, like this like brick wall, looked very Indonesian compared to anything else that made sense with the landscape. And then I was like, okay, Lampung probably makes the most sense with like the house plus like just landscape. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah, we both got Lampung and we sent on top of each other. And yeah, wave time. And then next lock, approaching round limit here, so always gets a bit nerve-wracking. And then we got like plates that I thought were Minnesota plates, but I wasn't sure, but it definitely looked northern. And we had front plates, so not Michigan, and we didn't have Wisconsin stickers. Like you see me checking the polls again at the end. And then yeah, we both go same enough place in Minnesota. It's still, a solid 600 points, which coming into round limit is a bit worrying. But I'm still just diving into my Gracie Abrams, as you can see. Then this round was a tricky round. This was not the kind of round I wanted to get because I figured that he would be better at country streaking than me within Europe, based off of my knowledge of him as a player. And then he sees the house early. I don't see the house instantly, but then I see the house, and I'm like, I was in Slovenia, Bulgaria, Croatia as like my three-way toss-up with an all chance of Slovakia, but I'm just like, the house to me just felt Italian. I wasn't certain, but it didn't really feel like Italy, which was concerning. And I also know that Swan Gamba is one of like the best Italy players in the world. Like he's practiced it a good bit. I'm not sure exactly. Like I don't have a ranking of Italian players in my head, but he's definitely pretty good at it. So I was scared that if he saw the house, that he'd have a very good region guess, and I could lose a lot of points or even the game on it. So I was just hoping that he wouldn't like trust the house, because it doesn't really look like Italy. But I blindly trusted the house, and it worked out for me, as you can see. And yeah, I definitely as you can see, I dropped 800 points, so I could have lost 4,000 points with multis, which wouldn't have been ideal, but we do get the win there. Was happy with that. Always nice to get the 3-0. And yeah, next game was against Anu, was about 20 minutes later or something. So yeah, we'll get into this. And we start off with Wells, which I knew I'd heard of, and it's just southwest of Linz. Yeah, he uses another sign, but I think he knew Wells as well. So yeah, wasn't too eventful. Yeah, didn't really have to do much moving because Wells was more than enough. And then next round was an indoor round, which I was very scared of, and then I realized, okay, we have Noosa poles, but it doesn't really, it didn't feel like more east than the Noosas, so I just Lombok probably makes sense with just the agriculture and stuff, and I see coast northwest, and I guess it doesn't really make much sense, but I thought we had a mountain north of us. Let me look at the topography of Lombok here, because I felt like we had a mountain north, but what was I looking at? Maybe there's hills there, or maybe I saw this stuff. I don't know, but there's a reason I didn't want to go north coast. But yeah, he went more eastern Noosas, so yeah, he went east Noosa to hedge all the Noosas, but yeah, it was very unfortunate because 1900 damage with 1.5x could have been game if it was a later round. So I was a little bit annoyed at that, but it wasn't GG. It's not as if I lost. Is what I'm trying to say. But it was nice to get that anyway. He's a kilometer marker, but both things are 0 kilometers away. I don't understand how that works, but yeah, it's just Bhutan is just not real in terms of info. Like the road numbers are wrong on the map. And yeah, I thought this valley made sense. So I ended up sending it. And it was the same valley. It was a different road, but it was the same river, and I saw the river to our east, which I think I've seen this river a few times before. There's 4 roads in Bhutan, so yeah, not too surprised that I've seen the same river before. Then I get Japan. I learned my Japanese prefecture kanji, so I was really hoping that I would get one that I knew. I did I don't have them all learned that I'd recognize them instantaneously, because I'm not the best at learning languages, but I kind of learned them to the point of 80% of them I'd know the prefecture in like 5 seconds, and then I'd know the other. I'd probably know all but like one or two maybe in 15 seconds. So I'll definitely relearn them again, especially because I have Sheena next week. But I was a little bit busy this week. I wasn't too focused on Geoguessr. So hopefully by next week I'll have them fully learned, so that if they do come up against Sheena, then it will work out for me. This we have signs here, which I mean I don't know, they're 2 kilometers away, and yeah, I didn't find any prefecture kanji unfortunately. And I think we were in Tokyo prefecture, so I would have known the kanji, because Tokyo is like one of the easiest ones. It's got like it's got the shared one with Kyoto, and it's like the shape of a key, which is how you remember it. I'll just show you because why not? So it's this. So the Kyo has like a key on it. You see what I mean? It's like you can see what I mean by the key. Like it's got a key with a hat, and then the two, like it's like kind of like a shining key, and then it's the same as Kyoto. But obviously one's at the end and one's at the start. So you can remember it that way. Although there's a chance it's in Kanagawa Shizuoka, but Kanagawa is pretty distinct because it's got the Gawa symbol, which can I show you on a city? What city would it show up on? Does Kagawa have a city? Or Ishikawa? Wait, where's Ishikawa gone? This one. No, actually, I guess I can't, but it's like 3 vertical lines basically. So it's like the only 3 kanji one with Gawa is Kanagawa, so it's a pretty distinct one. Anyway, and then Shizuoka has the Oka one, which is pretty distinct. As you can see, like it's in a lot. It's like one of the more common ones, so it's easier to learn because it's in like Okayama, Fukuoka, Shizuoka, etc. There's another one I'm forgetting, but yeah, doesn't really matter. Actually, is it only in 3? Maybe it's only in 3. It's fine. Enough yap about that. We both go Hokkaido on Tokyo. Yeah, I mean, we both found nothing, and I thought the volcanicness plus looking cold fit for north. So he moves south. He sees this. I actually skipped this. What does this have on it? I can't actually tell. Oh, it says Tennessee across the top there, I think. Luckily for me, I mean, I already thought it was Memphis because it looked south, and then I see a Tennessee road number. It looked like Memphis pavement anyway, before guessing. And then I find the road number and just click next to Memphis, and it was. I mean, the road looks like it goes like through a lot of southern Mississippi of southern Tennessee on the Mississippi border, but I was happy enough to send down to Memphis, and worked out, and then we get Bergamo, on a sign, and yeah, I knew he'd know it because he's currently living in Italy as well. So yeah, well, he's actually using different signs. He's using Cremona. Did he have the Bergamo sign? No, well now he does. Yeah. I didn't find a single of the other place names, but I was like, when you're in the lead, you just want to make sure that it's not super far away. Like it doesn't really matter about the 5K. You just want to be somewhat close, you know. So I was making sure that I wasn't far away from Bergamo, so that I could click close to Bergamo. So I wasn't like at a zoom level that I should be at. I was just making sure that they were, yeah. Because if they were far away and signposted, they'd be bigger on the map. But if they were close and signposted, then I can just click close anyway, even without finding them. If you get the logic. And yeah, then we get a Spain round. We both go the same way, and we have a sign here with the place name. It's in the top left. It's Ante something, I forget. But yeah, I got a provincial road. I don't think he had a provincial road yet. Like I maybe could have insta-sent because he might not. Like was it 15 seconds till he found it? Okay, he found this, but would insta-sending like okay, when do I get it? 32. So if I insta-send, then it's 17 seconds, and he reads this as 17. So he doesn't. Okay, maybe I should have insta-sent, but yeah, I kind of presumed that he'd have the same info, but he skipped past the common America, so it was a few seconds after. Cause like there's only one real way to go on this one. If like here, right? It's like if you look here, you should just instantly just head into the town. Because you're probably gonna get more info at a time. But yeah, I should have intercented in hindsight. It's hard to know, like, without knowing what your opponent's looking at when you should intercent. But I definitely could have won on that. And yeah, he ends up finding the town that I said, that arrow something. But I'm close enough, so it was fine. Because I found, like, I didn't find the road number, but I found, like, one less than the road number. So I was just like, yeah. I was willing to send it. He is Central Coast, which he's scanning for an NSW, but the thing about Central Coast is that, like, I knew where it was, but it's actually covered. So he doesn't actually see it. So if you go here, it's here, right? So it's covered. Like, it doesn't show up for some reason. I guess the park covers it, or else something else. But it's, like, way bigger than it, like, yeah, you get what I mean. Also, I just realized that my, what's it called? I didn't do this, so, I don't see, what's it called? You get to see the recommended. What's in the recommended? Turning children's glue into drinking. Don't know why that's my recommended. I'm in incognito. Moving on. Doesn't matter anyway, but, yeah, got the Central Coast, which I was lucky to know. And then ever so slightly won by 10 points. So I plonked, like, it's honestly a lucky plonk to get the 498 because, you know, I win by 10 points. Or wait, was it 11 or 10? I was just hoping it was enough. Yeah, it was 11. So if I get, you know, 4995, I don't win, which is kind of crazy. But I just happened to plonk the 498, which was quite lucky. I mean, of course I was winning before that, so, you know, but it would have been, you know, last two rounds are terrifying with 5x multis when you're that far ahead. Like, if I didn't want a Ocean Man Trickster situation where Ocean Man beats Trickster with 2 HP remaining on PC round 9, which was crazy. And yeah, we had a long delay here. I wasn't sure. I started checking the Discord to see if, like, they were, like, pausing it or something. But yeah. Then we get into the no move game. Instantly, we have super red soil plus fields southern vegetation, so Oklahoma makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I was thinking of maybe going more east because we had, like, a lot of trees. But yeah, he had a similar idea. I go Tulsa, he goes on the border due to the amount of trees, I imagine, and it is just east of Oklahoma City, but still fairly downtown. But yeah, 400 points. Then we get a Europe round. Was a little bit scared about this round. My first thought was Czechia, and I started thinking the house looked a bit more Austrian influenced. So I was considering Slovenia, Croatia, Czechia, Slovakia, Austria. And as you can see, he's clicked Czechia and Slovenia, so he's definitely having similar thoughts. And then yeah, he ends up going back to Slovenia. I'm, like, hedging in the flat part of Austria, which makes no sense. But yeah, I probably should have hedged more towards Slovenia. He's in Slovakia. Oh, he switches with 3 seconds left. Okay, I didn't even know that. But yeah, ends up being Croatia, I think, just across the border from Slovenia. Which kind of makes sense, but yeah, I probably should have hedged more south because Slovenia was probably more likely than, like, eastern Slovakia or something. But then we get a Turkey round, and for some reason, like, I don't know if I've seen this bridge before or if I've seen the town before, but I just, like, it just came to me, and I was just like, I think I know where this is. It's the Edirne River. It's actually, it's disgraceful that I didn't 5K this, because I didn't see the second bridge. I was like, this lines up so well. There's a cafe, but there's also, like, something here, but I was like, I know, it lines up so good. I just don't know why I didn't see, like, you can see there's, let me go back in the frame. Like, you can see there's another bridge here, but I just didn't even look at it for some reason. Like, I'm completely juggling. But I'm just like, it looks, I think it, like, it lined up enough to send it, but it wasn't right. But yeah, I was happy with that. Shout out to Lotus for any Turkey coaching I've received, but I don't think I saw that while practicing Turkey. I think was it in La Liga or something? I saw that bridge, I don't know. But it was very familiar to me. Then we get an Italy round, and as I said, Anu, I think, is currently residing in Italy, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, so I was slightly concerned, but I feel like I'm decent enough at Italy that it would be fine. I'm only bad at Italy when I can't see any landscape and it's just trees. But when I can see the topography, I feel like I'm decent enough at Italy. When it's not just trees. And yeah, he goes a bit south of Label. I go, like, hedging kind of like Label and Genoa by going here. But it also kind of makes sense to be the hills I clicked on, I feel. They kind of look like that. yeah, ended up being slightly closer. So we do a few hundred points. Was even 1,000 maybe, 760, close enough to 1,000. But yeah, was happy with that one. And then we get another Turkey round, and this round, like this, I thought I was the goat for this. You'll see what I mean in a second. But I'm just looking around. I'm like, okay, it looks like Konya or like something middle. The water tanks aren't any of the specific ones that I recognize, and the roofs aren't like Max West, so it's not going to be European Turkey. But you see here, we see a mountain here, right? We see a twin-peaked mountain. So one peak here, one peak here. I'm like, okay, the Kayseri or Aksaray Mountains make a lot of sense. And it's east-northeast of us. So let me go to what I guessed, which is, so we have the Aksaray Mountain, which is this, right? And you can see the two peaks here. In hindsight, I mean, maybe it doesn't make the most sense, but I mean, like, yeah, I think my guess is fine. I think I went to this town here, so they'd be east-northeast. Maybe they'd be taller from this close, but yeah, I definitely liked the guess, and like the town, like low-key had something that lined up very nicely with the curve. Like I was very confident when I sent. Like I think I sent like this or something. Although like when you look at satellite, it's obviously wrong because the buildings aren't as dense. But you can't. I don't fully trust the mapping of houses in Turkey, so I thought it was right. Yeah, and he goes slightly east of me in Kayseri. He actually switches like to basically right on top of me. But he's definitely considering east. I definitely considered towards Van as well, but I just thought the mountain was more west. But I looked briefly after the lock happened, but I didn't like see the mountain that it was. I guess it was this somehow, or maybe it was probably this. Okay, that I think that makes sense. So yeah, that's probably what I saw. But we were like closer to it, so like it looked like this, even though these are much taller, but you get me. Yeah, I was happy to not lose on that anyway. And we got a New Zealand round. I am always scared of New Zealand. I definitely need to do some work on it. It'll probably be one of my main focuses going into the major and slash hopefully or the World Cup. And yeah, we had a dark blue card 23, which is exclusively North Island, which did help, but it also felt quite north, and the fences were north as well. So I was confident enough in North Island anyway. And yeah, I was scanning for things with the coast like east northeast of us. I wish we had a town name, but we don't. Like we almost had a town name sign. Like if we had the type of sign that often has a town name, but it didn't. And also, you can see me switch, like a good bit more north last second, which was not ideal. I don't think I would have won, but I think I would have done like an extra few like 500 to 1,000 damage probably, which would have been nice. And then we got another New Zealand back to back, which was a concern because the last round didn't go too well for either of us. He immediately gets into South Island. I immediately am either between Max North South Island or like North Island. Max North South Island or North Island. I don't know what I said, but yeah, I was quite scared because I wasn't sure of the island. We didn't have any fences or anything, and the car, to my knowledge, can be both, but maybe it was more North Island in 24, but it could have been updated copyright or something. But yeah, I ended up going in the Bay of Plenty, what's it called again? Or French Pass, I don't know what's called. But yeah, he switches from North Island to South Island, and he's kicking himself probably, because if you see here at 8 seconds left, 5 seconds left even, he's in North Island, and he switches to South. And yeah, I think I survived. Like I played it to try and survive no matter what here. So I drop 1,200 points or 1117, and then you multiply that by 4, and it's basically 4.4k. So I would have barely survived, and then hopefully would be able to play out the rest of the duel. Because I was like, if it's South Island, it's North South Island, and if it's North Island, it's like I think I survived because it's gonna be somewhere middle. So yeah, I was lucky to that he switched, or else I would be on like a few hundred HP maximum, unless he actually 5k, and then I would have lost. But I was hoping he wouldn't 5k. But yeah, I was happy with the win there, and yeah, I haven't. Well, I'm going to cut because I'm recording this before the next World League games are happening, so the spreadsheet isn't updated. But I want to upload it as soon as possible afterwards. So I will have that uploaded on the same day. As you can see, it's currently 6:04 and the World League starts at 6 o'clock. So yeah, I'll cut to after it. So see you soon. Okay, I am back. The World League has concluded. As you can see, these are the standings. So I'm up to 6 with 74 points. I passed out Moo. I was on 68 before today, and we're up to 74, but Moo didn't play today. So yeah, I'm now very close to MK Debray, but yeah, Debray has 1 game played less than me, and MK has 1 more. So yeah, Debray's got a decent lead on me, but MK is pretty close, I would say. And yeah, I will show the spreadsheets. Wrong spreadsheet, the spreadsheet, and this is the main one. But yeah, the usual spreadsheet yap is about to occur. As you can see, I'm up to 5th in points per game. I ever so slightly passed MK. I am 2 points behind, but 1 game, and we both have 2 points per game, basically. So then it's like I need 2 points per game to catch him. So then it's a slight downgrade from 2.056 to, yeah, you get me. And then my remaining opponents are Sheena, Fao, and Mada. Sheena and Mada are on April 6th in the morning Europe time. And then Fao is evening on April 13th. And yeah, you might notice a few new columns in the spreadsheet, which is max, safe, and peak. Don't know why I enunciated them so much, but what max basically means is it's your current points plus your games left multiplied by 3. So I have 3 games left, I have 74 points. I can get 3 points from each of the 3 games. So 74 plus 9 is 83. And yeah, Blinky can get to a massive 106, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, we'll see if that will happen. But he's got some tricky opponents remaining. He's got all the Australians left, which is kind of crazy, except for Lero, which is pretty interesting. And then yeah, safe is how many how you would be placed if you got 0 points for the remainder of the league and everyone else got their maximum. So currently I'm on 74, and if we look at the maximum of people, there's 10 people with a max of 74 or higher, or 75 or higher, I think I did it. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 9 including me, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I'd be the 10th. So I have a safe of 10, although it's theoretically not possible for them all to get their max, because, for example, if you take Lero versus Moo, like both of them can't get 3 points from this game against each other. So yeah, I would, yeah, you get me. So I'm probably a little bit safer than 10th, but 10th is the lower bound of my safeness. And then peak is the opposite. So it's, if I were to get my maximum points and everyone else were to get 0, then it would be where I would be placed, and that is 3rd. And of course, the same logic, Lero and Moo can't both get 0 points from each other. So, you know, I might not be 3rd as my peak. But yeah, although I guess it would be more so Radu versus MK or someone above me. And yeah, the main thing about the safe and peak is, like, after you get to, like, here, like, after Moo, like, the safe is 23rd and 20th and 23rd, 25th. Like, that's a pretty big drop-off. Although, of course, it's, like, not everyone can possibly get their max because there's going to be a lot of people playing against each other. But it does show it to some extent how far people can drop off. I guess the main thing would be peak. Like, peak is probably more accurate of what people can actually obtain. And a lot of people, as far as down as 24th, Armani can get up to 8th, which is kind of crazy to think about, that the league is still this close with, 2 weeks left, I think. April 6th and April 13th are the only 2 weeks. I might be misremembering. And yeah, because, yeah, I mean, 5 games left from people, so 3 and 2 would make sense for 2 weeks. And then anything else to say about this? I mean, yeah, you can see my opponent, Sheena Faumada, their points per game. And then my average points per game has gone up a little bit because of my 5 remaining opponents as of last week, I played the 2 lowest points per game ones this week. So yeah, the average has went up a little bit. So I'm actually towards the top in points per game, when before this week I was towards the bottom, which is a bit unfortunate. But it's fine. I only need, I think if I go to 77 points, my safe becomes 6, which is kind of what I'm going for. Like that's what I'd be happy with, to be above, like, this line here. So above this, because then that would put me 4th in Europe and would give me a pretty good, like odds of getting to the World Cup through auto qualifying and not needing points from the regionals, because as I've said in previous videos, at the regionals the winner gets 40 points, next gets 25, next gets 15, and then next gets 5 in EMEA only. So I'd like to not need points. So if I'm 6th, I've got pretty good odds of not needing points, but not guaranteed. But yeah, I'd be hopeful. And then there's also the fact that I'd ideally like to be 5 points ahead of people. So let's say, I mean, people with the highest max in Europe. I like to be 5 points ahead of the highest, or the next place in Europe. So if we take next place in Europe is 75 points as captain. I am currently at, wait. Yeah, I'm currently at 74. Wait, yeah, I've changed. Did I change that now, or did I change that earlier when I was testing it myself? I think I just changed that now. My brain is not working. It's 11 p.m. But yeah, so if captain's max is 75, and I'm on 74, then if I get to 81 points, which is technically possible, then no matter what, I'm 5 points ahead of him, which I guess is the ultimate goal, to be 5 points ahead of Captain Harrier, Lenley, Strefan, and because they're like the people towards the top. Not too likely to get 5 points ahead of them, but it's definitely possible. I would kind of need, it's more on them to lose than me to win, because I have less games left than them. But I can hope, and would be quite nice to have that extra spot safe, because if I'm 5 points ahead of the next person, or 6 in case of me not having the tiebreak, which I do not have the tiebreak against anyone in the top of Europe, unfortunately, except for Debray. I think Debray's the only person. Wait, where's my lowest tiebreak? I think my lowest, like, out of Europe, Malfunction is my tiebreak. Like the first, I genuinely didn't beat anyone at the top of Europe. That's kind of crazy. Except for Debray, but that was at the start. And he was warming up towards the start of the league, I feel. But that's kind of crazy. Maybe I don't deserve my 5th in points per game, but we do take those. What else do I have to say about that? So yeah, I guess my goal ultimately is 81 points to be 5 points ahead of Captain, but Captain's got relatively hard matchup, like Lero, Sheena, Amos. We got pretty tough opponents, so decent chance he doesn't get his full 75. Like hypothetically, if he drops to 70 points, then I only need 2 more points to get 5 ahead of him. But yeah, we can only see. Yeah, it's definitely possible that I end up 5, but you know, if they play well towards the remainder of the league, then yeah, it's not fully in my hands. But I mean, I guess if I 3-0 my last 3 games, then it is in my hands, because 83 puts me clear of everybody. Actually puts me above MK. I didn't even realize that. If I 3-0 everything, I'm above MK, which is kind of cool. And in theory, because my peak is 3, I can get above both Radu and Debray, but not the most likely, because they tend to win their games. So yeah, I don't think they're going to end on 80 and 76 points respectively. But yeah, that was the main thing I wanted to show, just that like anyone, even towards the bottom, can shoot all the way up to 8th, or maybe 9th or 10th, depending on how it goes. And then, yeah, we will look at the individual continents now. So we have Europe. I'm currently in 4th in Europe in points per game. I've got a decent lead over Harrier. Like, yeah, 0.25 is a very nice lead, I would say. And I'm kind of behind Debray, but it's not, you know, it's half the distance I have on Harrier, so it's a decent spot to be in, I would say. And then, what else do I say? So you can see the peaks in Europe. So this is based off of Europe settings and not the overall. So even 17th in Europe can get 8th in Europe and make it to the major. So it's like, yeah, obviously it's not too likely that because like, you know, people will be playing against each other. So Armani will be playing Clement, so one of them has to get more than 0 points. So then Sadzu, like one of them gets points. So then Sadzu's like peak isn't like, you get me. It gets lowered slightly, but it's pretty exciting that anyone in Europe can get all the way up to 8th, up to here, which is pretty cool, because yeah, 60 points, and then Strefan is currently on 59. So yeah, it will definitely be exciting to watch the end of Europe. And then yeah, I'm guaranteed 5th in Europe, which is very nice. Although actually it's not guaranteed 5th, because I have Harrier and Strefan, who I lose tiebreaks to. So this is like the safe column assumes you win all tiebreaks. I think, and I think peak assumes you win tiebreaks as well. But yeah, so that would mean, yeah, if I get 1 point, then I'm fifth, safest, which is nice, and then 2 points, and I'm fourth. So yeah, hopefully I get 2 points. 3 games, 2 points. Don't want to jinx it, but I do like my odds. But yeah, it's like 8th, 5th, 7th, 5th, 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 and then everyone here can drop to 17th, which is kind of crazy to think about. Yeah, it is kind of crazy. And then yeah, I mean also like opponent's points per game. It's like the two lowest of the people, or like not the two lowest of the people of the two lowest that can get 7th, I guess, but Sadio can get 8th. But like Pan and Armani have pretty easy schedules compared to the people above them, or at least these three, like Clement and Malfunction are fine. But the fact that this is very hard schedules gives Pan and Armani a decent opportunity to go up, which will definitely be exciting to see. Are any of them playing people in between them? Armani's playing Pan, so yeah, the winner of that will probably ruin the other person's chances of making it up. And then Trickter's playing Mada and Clement, so yeah, Trickter versus Mada, one of them's going to get points, which probably isn't the best for Armani or Pan, or anyone else below them. But yeah, I guess they probably want Mada to get points, and then, I mean, they're so close, it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, that is Europe. You can pause if you want to see, but yeah, I think it's definitely going to be very exciting, so make sure to tune into that. And then APAC, we have, this is the top 6, and basically, yeah, a lot of people can get 4th, and then a few people can drop to 7th, 8th, 8th, but then Oscar, Lero, and Sheena have fully qualified, and then Oscar, Lero, Sheena, and Eamon can get 1st, which is kind of crazy. Like, it's kind of crazy how close these are. Like, this is basically identical, like 0.02, and then 0.03 between these, but then Oscar's the highest, but he's got the hardest schedule. Like, he's got Blinky, Devry, Sadju, Yannick, which is kind of a crazy schedule. Like, the 1st and 4th highest is kind of crazy for your last 2 games. Like, you can see the numbers here. And then Feneb also has Blinky, so yeah, and then I think Kent and Krania both can get up and pass Spaghetti in theory. But yeah, Krania's matchups are relatively hard. I mean, if he gets a 2-0 against Blinky, then he can get the other ones, but Blinky is definitely going to be the problem for him. And then Kent's got relatively decent matchups. Kent versus Crania is going to be okay. Yeah, so one of them's going to be gone because they will no longer have enough points available probably. But will definitely be exciting to watch. Wait, is this right? Kent has Feneb, Crania, and Anu. Okay, that's actually very interesting. So yeah, I guess Kent can. Yeah, if Kent beats Feneb and Crania, he's actually got like fine odds, I guess, maybe. Because then like 1/3 of Feneb's remaining games are Blinky, which is that's not a good percentage that you want. You want a low percentage of games to be against Blinky. And yeah, I think that is all I need to say about APAC, but definitely going to be exciting to watch considering anyone can get 1st in APAC, which will be very important for seeding, especially with how close the top 3 is. Top 2 get a bye into the semi-finals, which is, you obviously want that. So Oscar, Lero, and Sheena will be fighting for that. And Eamon too, in theory. I mean, Eamon can definitely get it. He's got a relatively easy opponent's points per game compared to the others, and yeah, he can finish 1st with 67 points as his max. But he can also drop down, so yeah, it will be exciting. And then Americas, we have this as the current top 6, but as you can see by peak, Skill Issue and Oceanman can still both make it. If I recall correctly, Skill Issue has the head-to-head against Orlando, 1. So yeah, he can make it if Orlando gets 0 points and he gets all his points, but he does have Consus, which it's a uphill battle for sure against Consus, but it's doable. And then yeah, I think you can see here like Radu MK are locked in top 2. So they both get the bye to the semi, so they're both probably very happy about that. And then they can both pass into 1st. And to be fair, I think 1st is a pretty good. Being 1st in Americas and APAC is like better than being 1st in Europe, I feel. Because I think the way the bracket's going to work is that first plays the winner of fourth and fifth, and then second plays the winner of third and third and sixth. Yeah. So then it's like when there's this big of a difference between 3 and 4, you really want to play against 4, 5 instead of 3, 6. I think I said that all right. Okay, so first is going to play the winner of Fao and Gingy, and then second is going to play the winner of Mu and Orlando. And since Mu's points per game are so much higher than Fao's, it's like on paper you wouldn't want to play against Mu as much. Although Fao does have an extreme land buff historically, so maybe you don't want to play against Fao either. So yeah, will be interesting. But I don't think people are going to start throwing for placements. Maybe Radu's going to throw to avoid Fao because I don't know. But quite unlikely, I would say. Imagine. Okay. Yeah. So that is that. I guess I'll talk more about the people who are coming for my points. So I'm on 74. So if we look at the people who are above 74 in this, let me just select them all. So I only have the head-to-head against, out of the ones highlighted, I only have the head-to-head against Lero and Mu. So I need 1 point to get ahead of Mu, which, hopefully I get 1 point because I have the head-to-head. And then I need 3 to get ahead of Oscar. I need 1 to get ahead of Harrier. I need 2 to get ahead of Captain. I need 2 to get ahead of Lero because he has, what's it called? I have the head-to-head against him. And then I haven't played Sheena yet, so I don't know who has the head-to-head. And then Stefan, I don't have the head-to-head, so I need 1 point. But Sheena is either 1 point or... it's like... I was going to say 1 point or if I have the head-to-head, then 0, but I can't get the head-to-head without getting at least 1 point. So, I just need 1 point against Sheena. And then... Oh, wait, actually, no, I just realized that I don't have to get the point from Sheena. But, I mean, it's still going to be an important game. And I guess me playing Sheena is going to be important for the Apex standings. It's like Oscar and Lero are probably praying that I beat Sheena. And then, Sheena is probably praying that Mu, Captain, Clement, Fao, Gingy beat Lero, or whatever. That's just the way everyone has become opposite of each other due to the World League, which is kind of funny to think about. And then, because my opponents, as of the people highlighted, it's like most of them have a game that they're expected to lose, I would say. Or not expected to lose, but tricky game. It's like Mu's got Lero, very high points per game. Oscar's got Blinky and Debray, so Oscar's the highest above me. I need 3 points to beat Oscar, but Oscar has the hardest schedule. So, that does work in my favor slightly because he needs to drop 3 points, and if he loses, just dropping 3 points in this lineup is not the hardest thing to lose 3 points in. And then if we take who else? Harrier needs to drop 1 point against Radu, Kratu, B89. Very strong lineup, as you can see, 1.82 average. And Captain is against Lero. That means Lero or Captain, one of them has to drop 2 points, which means I pass both of them no matter what. I pass one of them no matter what, which is actually kind of nice because either Captain gets 1 point, which then makes his max down to 75 because it goes from getting 3 points from that game to 1, so it drops 2, or else Lero gets 1 point, which then brings his max to 74. And then I have the head-to-head against Lero. So I'm guaranteed ahead of one of them, which is quite nice. Didn't realize that until now, but that is pretty huge. And then if we take Stefan has Consus and other strong opponents as well, but mainly Consus. So I would hope that he drops at least 1 point. But then I do need the 5 points, as I've mentioned, or ideally to be 5 plus points ahead of people in EMEA, just so that if we go to this page here, as you can see, EMEA person in 4th gets 5 points. So ideally I would be over 5 points ahead of the next person, so then I would have a safety cushion of only 3 people being able to pass me out due to the EMEA rather than a potential 4, which would be less ideal. And Yeah, there's also, in theory, I think it's technically possible that there's a world where only one person in Americas ends above me. Because MK, I can definitely finish above MK. It's not out of the question for sure. And then if we take, say, if we go to Americas, and we take, I mean, okay, so what's my max? My max is 83. So let's say I get 83, which is a little bit ambitious. Then let's say Orlando gets 25 points from the major, but he's on 48 points. So then he's up to 73. And then Gingy gets 15 points, and then Gingy's up to 64. So then it's like my 83 is more than enough to get then no one passes me. And let's say Radu wins the major, then the 40 points goes to Radu, and then he's already ahead of me, so it doesn't really matter. So then only one ahead of me. I mean, if that scenario happens, like in this magical universe that happens, that is very good for me. Because if only one person from Americas passes me, then a maximum of 3 from APAC can pass me, and then there's 4 ahead of me, and I'm 4th in Europe, which means I'm 8th, and then I would need 5 people to pass me to knock me out of the World Cup auto qualify, because I go from 8th to 9th to 10th to 11th to 12th, and then I need to go to 13th, which would be the 5th person. And if I'm 5 points ahead of the next person in Europe, then only 3 people can pass me, and 3 is less than 5. So yeah, it's a hypothetical. It's a very ambitious hypothetical, but theoretically possible. Do I have anything else to say? I guess I can. I guess I should point out where my games are on so that you can tune in if you want to. That is Moot. That is also from my mouse. Yeah, these are the times. So this is Irish time, so 11 and 12:30 on the 6th. And then FAO, if I recall, is 8:15 on the 13th, 8:15 p.m. And also, I'm on a 9-win streak, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, I got 2-0'd twice and then went on a 9-win streak as revenge, which has definitely helped me out towards the end of the league. And yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Feel free to pause on any of these spreadsheets if you want to see them. And yeah, that will be it for the video. Hope you all enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching. Words are hard. Bye bye and peace.